Annie relies on water to sustain her life every single day. She clings to the slightest glimmer of hope, and to maintain her energy, she must consume the few raw fish available to her. Annie does this to ensure she has enough protein for the baby she gave birth to inside a shipping container. You see, Annie is a stowaway, hiding in a shipping container. But during the voyage, the ship encountered a severe thunderstorm, causing the container to plunge into the sea. It took a while for Annie to regain consciousness, only to find herself lying in a pool of water, with items swaying around her in the waves. At that moment, everything became crystal clear to Annie. Peering through a small hole in the container, Annie surveyed her surroundings. The sea stretched endlessly in every direction, its surface glistening. Suddenly, Annie spotted another container that had also fallen into the water. She frantically searched for a phone to call her husband for help. When she found one, it was shattered beyond repair, the passcode impossible to unlock. Water continuously seeped into the container through small cracks. Helpless, Annie could only look around for any resources that might help her escape this perilous situation. As she desperately searched for anything of value, she stumbled upon a photo album filled with beautiful memories. Just as Annie was lost in reminiscence, a heart-wrenching cry abruptly interrupted her thoughts. In the green container next to Annie's were fellow stowaways, including her husband. Annie pounded on the walls, calling out to him, but the distance was too great. The neighboring container gradually submerged. At this point, Annie lost the will to live and contemplated ending her life. However, a sudden kick from her unborn child changed her mind. Placing her hand on her belly, Annie abandoned any thoughts of giving up. Annie discovered a container and pried it open, causing a pile of food storage containers to spill out. It was then that she noticed something peculiar about the lids. She immediately removed the rubber seals from the lids, using a small knife to cut them into strips, which she used to plug the small holes in the walls. Annie found a long, thin tube and inserted it into a hole, systematically draining water from the container. Once the water level dropped, Annie pushed 2 more containers against the wall. As Annie rested, the phone suddenly rang. Her husband's voice came through, a testament to the power of daily prayer. He continuously comforted Annie, instantly restoring her fighting spirit. Annie carefully rationed her food and fresh water, determined to endure this ordeal. Without warning, thunder and lightning filled the sky ahead. At that moment, Annie's water broke. After a night of hardship, she welcomed her adorable baby into the world. Annie tried everything to escape with her newborn. Suddenly, she remembered the electric drill and quickly used it to bore a circle of small holes in the ceiling. However, after drilling 3 rows, the battery died. The situation infuriated Annie. Then, a small knife caught her eye. The shipping container had a row of serrated edges. Annie grabbed the knife and began cutting at the skylight, one stroke at a time. With her hands raw and bloody, she managed to cut through 3 sides. Suddenly, the knife broke, and Annie's strength was nearly depleted. Unfortunately, due to copyright restrictions, I can only share the story with you up to this point. The movie is called Adrift, and if you enjoyed it, I encourage you to watch the full film.